Gentlemen, welcome to your HSBM Media Day press conference. Coach, if you can just begin by introducing yourself and then also the players at the table with you.
Yeah, hello. I'm Coach Peter Serta. This is our starting shortstop, Vieri Fernandez, our starting right fielder, Rupen Carpio, and our starting pitcher and third baseman, Edgar Sane.
Let's start first of all. I think this is the first time that you guys have gotten a chance to come to Media Day, am I right?
No, we came last year.
Oh,
Last
okay.
year was our first time.
But I stand corrected. If you can, just kind of take me through what it's like for you guys to come and be a part of this.
Well, like I just said, we came last year, and it was an experience, a good one. This year, now it's a thing we're going to do every year. Somerset is really just getting on the map now. Nobody really knows that much about us, and with the play of these young men, we're really getting on the map, so it's all working out good, and there's a lot of things happening with our school, with how it's building, so those are all good things too.
And yeah, I know the program is still kind of in its infancy years.
Right.
Like I've talked about with some of the other the programs that have come through Media Day that are in that same boat. What's it like to kind of have blank pages and kind of start writing the history and making the first things happen at the school?
Well, I think these guys probably hate some of it. Let's put it that way, because there's some days where they show up to the field and it's all work on the field because we got to build the field. We have our field our own home field for the first time this year, and these guys got a rude awakening of what it's like to not just work on a field but to build it. They've had to build it. So there's probably plenty of days they hated my guts when I made them do stuff. But at the end, though, they're reaping the rewards of having their own field. So
yeah, I'm picturing them all, finding a line of work in that, 10 years from now. Maybe they won't.
Right away, he said, "No way."
Coach, if you can, just start by telling me a little bit about this year's group. What sort of players you have, and where you're strongest, maybe.
Every year we 2 years ago when I started here, we were young, like all freshmen. All these guys were freshmen and sophomores, and now here we are 2 years later, and he's a senior, and these two are juniors. And our talent level was, back then, we knew that this is our talent. If it stays together, we can be good. And now here we are with a talented junior and senior group that we can do things, So, and we already had a couple preseason games, showed that we can keep up with the 8A schools. So I think there's a lot of good things. That we got a lot of talent at all aspects. We got a strong outfield. We have strong pitching. We have big hitters. We have a couple of holes, in the infield that we got to work out. But I think those will work themselves out.
Yeah, and I'm looking at your roster here, and just about every guy is a returning guy from last year too. It's got to help you guys a lot as players to have that much experience playing together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're all really close with each other. After school, we all get together and we all head out to practice together, and in the weekends we even do stuff together. And it's really good that we have a returning squad. Really helps.
How valuable do you find that helping actually in the gameplay? Obviously it helps with some of the camaraderie and everything, but maybe with communication and just kind of knowing where other guys are going to do. Do you see that elevated now that you've had so many years together?
Yeah, the team chemistry, always working and cheering for each other, always having everyone heads up. It's always great to have that around.
Coach, you hit on it, and obviously we should talk more. So, share with me a little bit about the process and getting a field, there at the school. It's easier said than done.
Yeah, well, what happened was our school, we don't know all the details. Well, the coaches, I'm not at the pay grade to know all the details, but we took over Princeton Christian. And the old Princeton Christian school, we took over because our high school is right down the street from them. And when we went there in what was it, August or September? It was a cow pasture. We literally had to dig the clay out, the weeds off the clay to get the field back. It had no dugouts. We had to build dugouts. These guys had to literally work, grunt work to get the field to where it is. Now it looks like a respectable high school field, because the school put some money into it, and these guys and our parents put the work into it. So we have our own field. So that process was the whole fall. While the football team was in our outfield playing their games, we were in the infield taking ground balls, and a group taking ground balls, and a group working on the field. And that's how we got through the fall.
Boy, it's not the normal route you kind of envision, I guess, huh?
It wasn't that much of like hard work because we all worked on it together. We had some fun too, just pushing each other around, just running around. But everything together, like working as a team, makes everything easier.
Yeah, it's one of those little team building, bonding moments that they don't even realize is just happening naturally. I guess.
Exactly.
When's your first home game now? I'm sure you guys are chomping at the bit to
Yeah.
unveil the field and get going.
Well, yeah, there's already JV played the first home game yesterday, and we had our first home run at the field and all that. That was a big deal. That went all the way, all over. Everybody got phone calls, and it was a big celebration. So we don't play there until what? A couple
I think
weeks?
March 4th.
Next
March
week.
4th?
Right before our first district game at home.
Yeah. So a couple weeks, I think. We're on the road. We're in South Dade's tournament next week, and then it might not be until the following week that we play there. So
Talk about that. I mean, that's a heck of a tournament. The Battle Down South. I mean, that's a great way to start the year. Certainly put your feet right to the fire.
yeah, well, we opened up last week in preseason with Palmetto and South Dade, which were two big schools. We played.
9A programs and
Right.
established programs.
We tied Palmetto and we took one on the chin against South Dade, but we got to get our players in. It's preseason, stuff like that. So it was a good test, and then we open up with Terra tomorrow and Keysgate on Wednesday, which are two other monster schools for us. So, it'll be a tough week. But I'm going to the seasons in past. I would tell these guys just go out there and show you can compete. Show that you belong. This year we're saying.
Yeah, you can compete.
This year we're saying go out there and win. It's the next step in the progression of the program. Go out there and win. And it was, great situation. We're having a lot of firsts in the program. When you build a program, we had this guy had a great game. He got scouted by a scout out there. I took my first phone call for, somebody being scouted, which was a great moment for our program. So all these firsts keep happening. So it's all great moments for us.
Again, just being able to write those first, chapters
Exactly.
in the pages. Seems like you guys aren't afraid to play anybody with the teams he's already talking about.
No, coach.
Just kind of talk about being able to, when you're playing those big environments, obviously you're seen by more people and you get a little more recognition with your peers. How valuable is that to you guys?
I just think it gives everyone like a opportunity to like just show what they got, and just having scouts there is just us playing at a greater level, and our talents just show more.
With some of them are going to be like, who are you guys?
Yeah.
But you want them to be asking. That's a question you want to be able to answer for them, I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, the problem is that we're in a district that's one of the,
It's massive.
It's massive. It's like 9 teams.
Yeah.
But the problem is we got some teams that, no disrespect to anybody, that our JV could beat. And then we got some teams that our varsity has a tough time beating. And the problem is when we got to play all these teams in our district and then we go play the tough teams, we don't see the same caliber of pitching in those other games. So for me, for the advantage for these boys is outside of our district, I'm scheduling every high-level team so that we're getting ready for the playoffs against those 2 top teams we got to play. So that's why we're playing all these top teams,
And in the district, I think you guys play 2 district games versus each one, or is it just one?
Ours is so big we only play 1.
Which kind of helps in a way, obviously, because I think some in some of those districts they do it twice, and I'm like, man, that's pretty much your whole schedule.
Right, exactly.
Last thing, coach, is really, I know we're to use today's terminology, you're trending up. Are there any benchmark goals that you're looking to accomplish for this year, or really what do you want to get out of this particular season?
Well, we talked about it. The realistic goal. We've been short of that district playoff, the district championship game every year. We've been in the district semis every year, and we fall short every year. So the goal is to get to the district championship game this year. What happens after that is a bonus. We all agreed.
Yeah.
Get to that district championship game, and that means beating either Coral Shores, Florida Christian, or Westminster to get to that district championship game, and that's our goal.
Well, here's to get it done. That would be into playoffs for the first time. Be more fresh ink going
Yep,
through that.
another
those
first. It'll be
pages.
another first. Yep.
Well, I wish you guys the best of luck. I'm excited for the season for you, and again, congrats on the home field. We'll be excited to see you out there playing on it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you guys.